Now, you weren't speaking to Suzanne last week at this time because you said she had a haircut, probably quite an expensive haircut. She's a lady in media. She's got to look good. She probably doesn't go to the barber like you or just shave it at home. She probably spent quite a little bit of money on it. She came home. She thought, well, my sweetheart, my lover, my sweetheart, you know what I mean? The man in my life is gonna love this.
Well, he adores everything about me. He's gonna love my hair.
She walked in. Hello, Carl. All right. You look like Dave Hill from Slade. Is what Hugh said to the poor woman. And then talked about it on air. She was furious about that. So what did you do?
Carl?
She did listen, yeah. She wasn't happy.
And she heard you slagging her hair off?
Yeah. So
this is probably annoying her now.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. We can do a lot today because she's at work. So,
and of course, no one's going to tell her.
Let's have a chat about a fat arse, shall we? Hold on.
Oh dear.
You are in so much trouble. That's look, he's realised he is a little bit worried. Oh, didn't you go and buy her a coat or something?
Took her out on Sunday and treated her to a new coat and that.
Yeah.
But I offered, I said as well, I said I'd pay to have it done again.
Oh no! Carl, you have, oh God! Oh my Christ!
So she listened to the show. What did she say? You got home. She'd heard you slagging her hair off.
Imagine that. He thinks that's a good thing. Sort of like, we've won the pools. Brilliant. What are we doing? Well, you can have facial surgery now, love. It's sort of like, it's just, Christ. You offered to have it done again. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But I got home and she's like all being moody with me. Right.
Yeah.
You thought something's wrong. She must have listened to the show when I was slagging off her hair.
Well, his first thought was she probably looked at herself in the mirror. She agrees with me.
Yeah, that barber's been round again.
Yeah.
And she just said, "Oh, that wasn't very nice of you, was it?"
Oh.
So I just said, "Hang on a minute." I said, "That's what we do on the show. When I'm slagging off, Chinese people looking old or whatever, I said you never interfere."
Sure.
I love the fact.
She's got to get her priorities right.
I love the fact that she's in the same queue as a billion people you've never met.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. She's in the same queue. Well, look, you didn't complain when I was slagging off.
I don't think Carl has ever admitted he might be in the wrong. Ever. Certainly not to you or I. So did you admit...
That is so true.
Isn't it?
That is so true.
He's never admitted that he might be in the wrong. So did you, in this instance, agree that maybe you'd overstepped the mark?
No, I just said she took it badly. Do you know what I mean? It's only a haircut.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
See, you haven't seen it, so you can't start interfering on this one.
No, okay.
No, I haven't seen it, but I very much doubt she looks like Dave Hill from Slade, who, if I'm, unless I'm mistaken, used to cut his hair with garden shears blindfolded.
Well.
So, you know what I mean? And did her teeth stick out when she started speaking with a Brummie accent as well?
No, I've got used to it now anyway. So.
And so did you bought? So at some point you came crawling back and you said, "Do you want me to buy you a coat?"
I just said, let's leave that. Let's go out and have a good weekend.
Sure.
But get your hat before we go. And treat her to a new coat and that. Oh. It's a nice coat, so people will look at that rather than looking at the head.
So does it do flash? It's got obscenities across the back.
If anyone who knows Carl's girlfriend is listening,
tell her.
And maybe you're a work colleague and you're listening to the show.
Because I think this is terrible.
Get her to phone him now.
Get her to phone him now. I mean, forget
the phone on the XFM number.
What's the fat ass complaint line? Because you are in deep shite. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington. Not done a lot. Maybe you should earn your money as you get to Mondays off for this 2 hours of nonsense.
What are you on about? I've done loads of stuff. Slag Suzanne off.
Yeah, brilliant.
First link.
Yeah.
Talked about trannies.
Yeah.
But same old.
Yeah.
Let's have something new, something fresh.
Well, I've been looking around, right, on the internet for stuff.
Yeah. On the internet?
Yeah.
Your Bible, where you get all your information about the world and the universe and morality from.
And you know, like, how I always say to you, I don't really read that much of it, I just read the headline.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Anna Nova have sort of nicked that idea to grab you.
Nicked what idea?
Well, to sort of get to the meat straight away at the top. Do you know what I mean? The headline to the story and everything.
What?
Right, these are stories.
But the headlines already existed. That was why you thought that was a good idea?
Not like this, though.
All right.
Headline. Well, these are all headlines, right? vibrating shoes could stop elderly falling. Do you know what I mean?
Oh God!
You don't need.
Vibrating shoes could stop elderly falling.
Yeah, that's the story. You don't need to read on. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Right,
could you
we're
read
busy.
that anyway?
Can't be bothered. You know
Read
what I
on
mean?
anyway.
Well, you have a look at that in a bit, right?
All right,
See what
okay,
it's
so what are
interesting.
This is frustrating radio if you're sitting at home.
No,
well,
but
it's not on. They've turned it off.
If you want to know more, you know where to go. That's what I'm saying. That's what they should do in the news. Get the news done in
Bong.
a minute.
There's a good story about Iraq.
Right.
Bong. Have a- look it up.
shoes.
Look it up on the internet. Alan over.
Give us another bong.
Bong.
Family sick of living on Butthole Road.
Oh, brilliant. Bong.
Man wears same shoes for 60 years.
Oh, bong.
This isn't that good. Some fella pulls a train with his teeth.
And in lighter news,
I love that. Triple Donald. This one is very good.
And the last one, man fails to break clothes pegs on face record. She's always good. Well, that's the one I did read on about.
I love that. All those. That's the one he read on about. Go on then.
Just
Why is that news? He fails to make a record. So did I today.
I know, yeah.
I failed the long jump record today.
yeah, didn't even take part.
No, I was rubbish.
But what are the rules on world records and that?
I don't know if there are rules. There are certain things you can't. I mean, it's the Guinness Book of Records, isn't it? Really, that's the arbiter, isn't it?
Yeah, but is there anything, if you said you wanted to do it, would they say, well, you can't do that?
Yeah, they've stopped some gluttony records. Obviously, things that are in danger. It's anything that's illegal. Yeah, anything that's immoral.
Yeah, like that American serial killer that just got discovered,
Yeah.
having killed 47 women. I don't think he can make that into the Guinness Book of Records.
No, because people would be trying to beat it, won't they?
But there was some other story about a fella eating watches and that. That can't be good for you. So why don't they say, look, don't do that, do something else?
He wanted to stay regular.
Do you know
What
what,
do you
I mean,
mean?
though? I just wondered
What
if
do you mean he
there's
was
any-
eating watches?
He just said he was eating watches. He got about 3 in about a minute.
How did he time it?
Do you know what I mean, though? And then the other thing is the one that I was reading, the world record with the fellow who's pulling a train with his teeth. Does that make any difference that he's done it with his teeth?
What do you mean?
Well, what difference does it make?
Well, isn't it? It's quite hard to pull a train with your teeth, I imagine.
Well, it's pretty hard to pull a train. All I'm saying is it because he couldn't beat the fella who's pulling it with his hands?
Well, this
so you tweak it
is
a bit?
my point. I think there was one bloke with a record for the running backwards 100 metres was sort of like 11 and a half seconds. And I was thinking, turn around, you'd probably have a really good go at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sort of like doing a marathon with a milk bottle on your head. Take the milk bottle off and see how fast you can go, you twat.
But you can just tweak it, like the fella who has done the pegs on the face, right?
Yeah.
His name's Gary Stretch Turner, right?
Right.
So you're sort of cheating already if he's got a stretchy head, right? But
You are, right, you are one of the most stupid humans I have ever met.
well, get me in the book. Yeah. Right? Well, listen. So Gary Stretch Turner, right? His record is 153 pegs.
Yeah.
He did it again, and he only got 150 on. So he hasn't broke his own record.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if he tweaked it a bit more, would that make a new record?
What?
Well, if he said, I've got 150 pegs on, but at the same time as eating a burger.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be the,
Or he
the
said-
world record breaker for pegs and eating burgers at the same time.
Yeah, just change it a bit. If you know you're not going to make it, just do something else.
I'm assuming the rules are set at the beginning, Carl. That's
Yeah.
it. That's where they say, right, you're just going to do the pegs thing. You're not going to introduce burgers halfway through, are you? Definitely not. And
Okay.
then they have a go.
I was on one leg, not interested. How many pegs? 150.
Can I just ask very briefly? I was quite interested by the family had to move because they lived on Butthole Road.
Yeah, I quite like that
Now,
one.
I don't know if I've told you before, Rick, where I used to live. I'm not going to tell you the name of the street that I used to live on, because not on air, because my parents still live there, and I don't want
Right.
you know. But I'm going to write it for you now. This is the genuine name of the street I used to live on. Just imagine when you're at school
Yeah.
and like in class, for instance, in French, you've got to say you've got to answer where you live.
Yeah.
J'habite wherever.
Yeah.
That's the name. This is actually the name of the street we lived on.
No, it's
I
not.
swear to God.
That is...
I absolutely right. I could phone my father now and he could confirm that for
Well,
you.
no,
I swear
because he doesn't want
to God. And I tell you that.
But listen, do you know what worries me? It's the apostrophe S.
I know.
Because that's blatant.
Yes. Amazing, isn't it?
That is incredible.
Imagine how embarrassing
So
that
if
was.
I look that up in the
You
Bristol...
will find that in the Bristol A to Z. I swear to God.
That is really... Why have you never told me that before?
I can't believe I haven't.
That's
I'm
incredible.
still embarrassed now. Do you know, if whenever I have to phone up, if I have to give that address, I always spell it instantly.
Really?
Like, somehow that'll hide it, that'll disguise the name. But it's interesting, my friend Rufus, his parents lived in a place called Fockingham. Right? This is amazing when he was growing up. They lived in Fockingham.
Yeah.
They moved to a village called Fingering-Hoe.
No!
I swear to God.
Really?
Amazing.
Oh, God.
Perhaps you come from an amusing town or street.
Hello,
Why not
mate.
get in touch?
Fingering Hoe or Fockingham? Well, that's my business.
Well, this family who's sick of living on Butthole Road, right? So the thing that pushed them over the edge was the sign was outside their house, and tourists were always coming, sort of having the picture taken with the pants down next to the sign.
Oh, no.
That's the thing that
What's it called? Butthole Road?
Butthole Road, yeah.
Well, that's bad luck, isn't it?
That is bad luck, isn't it? Who named it that, though?
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's not as if they've named it that after they've moved there. They bought the house knowing, oh, there's a lovely house here, so where you live, what road it's on.
Well,
They're not going to go, well, it doesn't matter, look at the house.
Yeah.
Well, where am I going? Where am I seeing this
Well, I'll
house?
take you
Well,
there.
it's
I'll
not-
take you there. I'll take you there.
Well,
So you don't need to look. Just don't look at that sign. Just come into the house. Lovely house, isn't it? It is nice, yeah.
well, my family wants to come later to have a
Well,
look at
just
it.
tell them to. I'll meet them. I'll meet them at the bus stop, and I'll drive them here. You don't need to. You don't need to know where you're going. You just sort of know, won't you? You'll know from then on. Oh, we get letters. Have them delivered to me if you want. I'll bring them. I'll bring them round. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's incredible.
When I was going up to Manchester on the train, nice quiet carriage, I'm sat there reading about sharks and that, right? Nice and quiet. And I got annoyed, I texted you, didn't I?
Yeah.
When two fellas got on. Can we talk about it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've started it. Two gay men got on. Go on.
Two gay fellas got on. And it wasn't the fact they were gay that bothered me. It was
No.
like, each to their own. Let them get, you know what I mean? Let them do what they do.
Yeah.
And
Behind closed doors.
but they started talking really loud, right? And they were going on about...
That's annoying anyway. That's annoying whether you're straight or gay. Talking too
But do you know
loud.
that theory I have about they go out late?
Yeah.
Gay people always go out late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
When I mean, what time do you go out in the evening?
7:30.
If you go out about 7:30, if you
Yeah.
know, if I'm out of work, I might go out about 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah,
I guarantee I'll sort of be in bed by about 12:30.
sure.
At that time, they're still sort of ironing the jeans, right? And the funny thing was,
in their jeans.
I've always said this, right?
Dancing
And
along
you
to
sort-
ABBA.
You sort of said that's rubbish. I'm sat on the train reading about sharks. These two are talking, and they're going, "Oh, we can't wait to get there." And his phone goes, and he goes, "Hello," and on the end he goes, "Anyway, I'll see you at 1 then," right?
Right.
So I thought, well, maybe that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Could be 1 in the afternoon. That's when most people would meet.
Yeah.
And then he carried on
That's what
talking.
most people would meet.
Carried on talking, and he goes, "Yeah." So anyway, like I say, see you tonight. 1 o'clock is meeting someone.
Yeah.
I don't know
You were
why you go
livid.
out that late.
Do you remember when his favourite record of all time is The Killing of Georgie?
Sure.
He said, would he have been killed if he'd have been back at a decent time? There's
It's a
no
fair
mention
point.
of the time in
Sure.
this song.
And then the funny bit was actually that did make me laugh, right? When he'd finished talking on the phone, he said to his partner, right? "Oh, there you go. Let's have a little chat." And the fella said, "Who was that?" And he said, "Oh, it's Dave." He said, "Which one's Dave?" He said, "You know, the one with the shaved head." I thought, in the gay community,
Yeah.
that isn't a good description.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
They've all
well-
got little shaved heads.
I just wondering, Rick, what your opinions are, what your thoughts are on Britney Spears.
Liked a couple. Bit bored. I think she's panicking a little bit. I think she's a little bit desperate with all this Madonna stuff.
Yeah, all the kind of lesbian
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, she's all right. I've got nothing against the girl.
Well, I think it was in Hot Tickets magazine.
Sure.
It's free with the Evening Standard.
Yeah.
I might get some free Evening Standards now. I've plugged that.
Yeah.
I just reading in there that I don't know if it's still going to happen, but apparently she was going to do a little cheeky appearance at GAY
GAY.
in London, and obviously I was quite excited because I'm a Spears
Do you
fan.
know, sorry, do you know that's what that spells, don't you?
G-A-Y.
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it is a gay club.
Oh, sure.
This is what I was ascertaining from the article.
Oh, because they've said they've called it what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And apparently she was gonna be previewing some of her new album live on stage at GAY. Now that's an intimate venue. Normally you'd have to see someone like Spears, probably at Wembley Arena, something like that. I'm thinking I'm a Spears fan. You know, get up a couple of the gang together.
Yeah.
You know,
some of the lads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cruise down there.
Yeah.
But then I read on in the article that apparently the doorman at GAY were only going to let in regulars. And the way they were going to ascertain if you were a regular was by asking a series of questions at the door.
What, testing if you're really...
Now, I don't know if the questions would be about the interior of GAY.
Or the interior of someone else.
Yeah. Or just general kind of...
Like, what do you reckon you'd have passed the... pretend?
Well, that's what I was wondering.
So you'd have had to pretend to be...
GAY.
GAY to get in to see Spears. Now
Can you say gay on the radio?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But
now, there's irony, isn't it? So you're pretending to be gay to get into a club to see a bird that you like.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little quick test.
Right.
Shall I? All right. All right. Sorry, what's your name, mate?
Paolo.
All right, Paolo.
Yeah.
You haven't done a lot with your hair. You just sort of let it grow out. I mean, would you be putting product on a bit later? Because I mean, you don't look very. I mean, sort of like you look sort of quite
masculine, quite.
Yeah, well, sort of like you didn't care, like you have no care about how you look, like you were. I mean,
normally it would be shaved. Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We would say normally that looks about like 3 months growth there. Why haven't you?
I've been ill.
Nothing serious?
Nothing serious.
Okay.
No, that's why I let it grow. So it's grown.
Okay. Yeah. So what time would you normally be going out then, Paolo?
Normally I'd go out about about 8ish.
8 o'clock in the evening you go?
No.
That sounds a bit early. That's what...
No, I'd go out about 3 in the morning normally.
Right. So I like the yeah. Okay. Right. So that's right. Yeah. Where'd you go? Down sort of...
Down
Compton Street for a coffee and then onto GAY with your little shaved head.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're doing fine.
Gay.
Sounding pretty good. Can I just ask you one final question?
20 bender points?
It's 20 bender points. So I'm just going to let you in.
Okay,
I'm just going to tell the guys to let you in. But I'll ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer knobs or tits, Paolo?
Knobs.
Knobs. You love knobs, do you?
Absolutely.
Can't get enough knobs. So you hate tits, I assume?
Load of them.
You hate tits, do you?
Yes.
Okay. What? Even Liza Minnelli's?
I don't know what to say. I love hers.
But not in a straight way.
Straight way. In a gay
so
way.
okay. So you love knobs more than tits, right? Okay.
I love knobs.
In you go.
Thanks very much.
You know Brittany's on, do you?
Oh, she is so sexy.
Oh,
see, that's what would give me away. Like the great escape.
It's just the last.
Yeah.
You just. Well, you're. I mean, I think you're probably a bit bi.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
but I mean, go in anyway.
Thanks very much.
Okay, the drinks are quite expensive.
Oh, I thought so.
Pop your shirt off, will you? We were talking earlier about things that have happened when we were away.
Quite a lot.
But there's one thing I heard. It might be a rumour. I hope it's a rumour. I kept it from you, Steve, because I want you to sort of have spirits out because we've been at it in the office and we've got to be okay. I'm just going to say it. I think Shed 7 have split up.
Sorry, I didn't.
Shed 7 have split up.
I think I got something in my eye. It's just a bit dusty, you know, I think.
So, okay, if it's true, it's true. If not, at least we got their music. Their music did.
The music lives on.
So we're going to dedicate this show to Shed 7 and all the bands they influenced. So we're just going to play.
Just every artist that formed a band after they'd heard Shed 7. Just play them from now on, and obviously all the hits, the Shed 7 hits.
When I saw this, I saw it on a website. It said about, is it true Shed 7 have split up? And the next, one of those dorky message boards, someone came on and said, you are joking. Oh dear, what else is happening?
I just pray that it is just a rumour.
It's just a rumour, yeah.
Then get in touch.
Just call in if it's true.
Call in yourself.
Well, if Shed's listening, and he's not busy, he's got Mondays off now. Call in and say what was the split all about?
Tell you what I read about.
Sharks, monkeys, or jellyfish?
It's 10 past, isn't it? And we haven't done a little bit of knob news.
No, right? We haven't done knob news. No.
But
It's been 3 months.
It's
been 3 months coming.
There's this thing. I don't know the full story. I don't know how it happened, right? But little Russian fella.
Yeah.
He was sort of having sort of emptying his bladder, right? And somehow electrocuted himself.
Right.
And sort of did a bit of damage.
How was he? He slashed
I don't
onto
know,
some
I don't
live
know.
wires or something.
Something like that. So
Did
anyway,
it damage to himself or to an electric fire or something?
no, to himself.
To himself.
Yeah. And so the doctor
Didn't slip and curling tongs went up his arse when he was pissing, because that's happened a lot in
Yeah, we've all been
hospitals. We've all shoved the old curling tongs up the arse when having the piss.
right. So I can't even be bothered.
No, go on, we're interested. We're interested. What? Come on, we're interested. Don't
You
give
can't
up.
be bothered. You get Mondays off. Do some work.
Right. So anyway, so the doctor says, "Oh, it's not looking good. We'll have to take that off."
What?
He's like,
Knobbectomy? Really?
But the funny thing is, right?
Nothing funny about that.
They've done. You're doing me head in. You're doing
Just
me head in
tell the
today.
story.
It's doing me head in.
Oh, you can chill out on Monday.
I've only got 15 minutes, but I'm going to talk to you every Saturday. I'm going to get the money's worth out of this, because you get Mondays off, and I can't bear the fact that someone's getting away with something like that, because it's terrible. So you're going to stick this out, or you're going to have to work Mondays. So take it on the chin, right? Okay.
Just finish the story.
Yes.
I command you.
Just do it.
Anyway, so he said, you know, will you be able to sort me a little knob out?
A prosthetic
now,
cock, yeah.
Yeah. But they put him out for the operation.
Yeah.
He woke up,
Yeah.
right, and he's thinking, oh, thank God that's over and done with.
Yeah.
They've only grown it on his arm.
What are you talking about? You twat. Shut the don't you an idiot. What do you mean they've grown it on his arm?
Apparently, like, that's the way they do it.
Oh, yeah, but to then put it on... That wasn't a mistake. It wasn't doctor going, did it go there? Some bloke I didn't do a degree.
Are you a real doctor?
Yeah, yeah.
No, but why put it there?
Because it's got to grow. It's got a graft there, so where they can control it to skin tissue.
But on your arm.
Well,
But they're going to
your
remove
back
it from the arm itself. What do you mean on the back?
on your back.
Somewhere, well, you can't wear a T-shirt.
Yeah, but you could have a
ridiculous.
He's in hospital.
But this way you can still have a little tug, can't he?
But they'll leave it there for quite a bit. It's not... Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be like, oh, it's just there for a few days.
Yeah.
It's there for a bit. That's not good, is it?
So he's got a cock on his arm.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What do you mean, what's up with that?
Well, I mean, you could say it's a thumb or something, couldn't he? Yeah.
But they remove it.
Be good
And
for
attach
hitching.
it down
wouldn't it?
below
If
later.
you had a knob instead of a thumb and you went hitchhiking, just tickle it. And they can see it like a mile down the road, couldn't they?
Boasting.
Yeah. If I'd lost my knob, I'd go, oh, I'm not going to have all that stuff. Just whack a pair of tits on me. Do you know what I mean? I think, oh, just forget it.
But why not just put it where it should be straight away instead of messing about?
Where should it be straight away?
You know.
On the forehead.
Right. I don't know if you saw the thing the other week about the fella who's on that quiz show.
Oh.
Sort of
Oh, right. Okay.
gay
Who?
fella, straight, sort of man, woman. thing.
What are you talking about? Tell me what did you see? Tell me what you saw.
It's
This is like a kid come running in and he's seeing something frightening. It could be an alien, could be a ghost, could be a paedophile, and you've got to get exactly what actually you saw out of him. Right, what did you actually see?
It's just this fella who's a woman.
Right. Right, okay, right, try and talk like a human being. Right.
It's a quiz show that's coming on the telly, and it's this woman.
Right, is it a fella who's a woman, or is it a woman?
Bit of both. That's why I'm talking about it.
But what do you mean? Is it a pre-op? Is it a transsexual? A transvestite? Is it a lady boy? Is it an hermaphrodite? What is
I'll tell you
it?
about it.
Well, tell me.
I'm telling you. It's a woman. Well, it's a man.
Oh, forget it.
listen.
Play a record.
No, listen.
come on.
What?
It is a man. He is a man. Well,
Oh, Christ's sake!
it's a TV program where they've got this man who's
Transvestite or television?
It is a transvestite, yeah.
So
but the problem is, I'll tell you just because you don't know about it. The program is
I don't know. I still don't know about it. I don't know anything about it. Still, I don't know. It's a woman, man, woman, man, woman, TV program. Look, TV.
no, it's a man who is now sort of half a woman. And
A man who is now half a woman.
no, well, this is what's weird about it. He's got the top half, but not the bottom half.
What do you
sorted
mean?
out.
He's got breasts and a wig, but he's still got his boys downstairs. He's
Why
got,
do you do that?
His captain and the boys
Why
are
do you do
still
that
there
for?
with his Y fronts.
Why
But
that?
upstairs, he's got a lovely pair of dumplings.
Why do that?
Well, he's halfway through.
But why not get it all done in one go?
Maybe he couldn't afford it.
Well, wait until you've got all the money. That just looks a mess. And who's he pleasing there?
When he wakes up in the morning and
everyone.
pleases himself, he can't believe his luck. He doesn't know where to start.
No, but what I don't understand, I mean, you know, I don't want to see him...
Well, can I just
seem
finish that
ignorant.
sentence? What you don't understand is just about everything.
Yeah.
Right. What?
No, I
What?
find it weird, right? I sort of get... I understand the gay thing, right? But,
Do you? What do you mean?
well, you know, I know...
Well,
I
tell
know,
me the gay thing. Explain the
well,
gay
I
thing.
just know if you're a fella, you like men. I don't know much more than that.
What do you mean you don't know?
But what I mean is, with a transvestite, what's going on there? What do they want?
Now, transvestite is a cross dresser.
See, I don't get that either. Because
You mean a
That's
transsexual?
that's a man who likes to dress in women's clothing. It's not necessarily... They're not necessarily gay.
They're
or
not
straight
gay. They're
or
often
anything.
not gay.
They just happen to like wearing women's
Those clothes, aren't you?
but then why not wear women's clothes that could be seen as a bloke's, like Suzanne wears jeans?
No, but they yeah,
Just
but that's
buy
the
women's
thing.
jeans.
But that's their problem, is it? They like being seen as a woman. They like being seen as a woman. It's not just that it's more comfortable, or they'd wear a kilt. They like being seen as a woman. They feel more comfortable.
All right, and what's the deal with this fella who's got...
We don't know who
both?
this fella is.
No, we don't know this man who's half a woman.
He's called Miriam.
Oh, that's helped.
yeah. Okay. Brilliant. I love this scientific basis.
No, I
so
think-
all he's done, he's had the tits done. He's probably had the hormones. Probably lived as a woman for a while. The last step, because you can probably reverse the breasts anyway, because they're probably implants and hormonal things. And whereas you chop your knob and boys off, that's you come back the next day and go, sorry, I didn't mean that. I wanted my ears pierced. It's a bit more of a bigger operation to put them back. So doctors are probably making sure that he's just
Surely if
absolutely...
you've had the top half done, you're not going to go back on what you've said.
But no, what's the top half being done? I could get you breast implants, give you a bit of hormonal treatment.
Now, that
you
would be
could
a great idea for next week.
and you could reverse it. What you can't do is grow a knob back.
Well, you can. Last week you were talking about growing one on your arm.
Yeah.
We've done that.
We can, so that is possible. But the thing is, the truth of it is, I think I do know about this story. I think it was a television programme called There's Something About Miriam. The conceit of which was that this pre-op transsexual
So I guessed that right, yeah.
was masquerading as a woman,
Right.
and various blokes who didn't realise that this was a man had to
I've heard
try and
about this.
seduce her. And when they found out that it was actually a bloke, and a lot of them had kissed
agree.
her, they refused to let it be shown.
I
and there was a big
agree
outrage.
though.
and so on.
That's just terrible.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, it's
deceit.
absurd.
But I mean, that's awful. I heard it. I hated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what...
I think it was a Sky One programme. Is there anything other than The Simpsons on Sky One that's worth watching? Have you ever tried to watch that? Have you ever seen Kirsty's home videos?
Yes. Yeah. But it's things like it's dogs on a slide, babies falling over.
Do you know, it's only recently reduced from an hour in length.
Really?
It's been an hour long, and it was just, if you haven't seen it, it's just like camcorder footage, like
Do you
it's
know
been
what I
found of
like?
people falling over.
I like an old woman at a wedding falling over and showing her bloomers. That's
all.
my favourite.
I like it when it's Kirsty's home videos uncut. So it's kind of 4 old women, like, naked,
With their tits falling out.
windsurfing.
Oh Christ! Imagine that. Does it whistle?
Well, it's just, I mean, have you ever really sat and watched anything on Sky One
No.
that wasn't
The Simpsons.
or,
I think that's
or Star Trek?
I think that's what I watch on. I think that's
Or
pretty much
wrestling.
what I watch. Wrestling.
They have WWF wrestling, cartoons, and just the worst programs. I mean, it's
I've seen a
appalling.
bit of the wrestling. It's hilarious.
But
It's
like
hilarious.
it's like a station that's made by a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly the demographic. Do you like Sky One, Carl?
I haven't got satellite ever, so...
Why not? I thought you'd have loved that.
No, I would love it. I
Oh,
do
Discovery
love a bit of
Channel's
that.
all about
No.
slugs and that and
know.
weird stuff like that.
I know.
Chimps.
I was reading
There's
about
a-
slugs the other day.
There's a thing on one of the channels called Monkey Business.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that thing, wasn't I, with Richie Bacon.
Yeah.
where you can watch the telly and that.
You're
and-
talking riddles. You're actually talking riddles and forget a play record.
You should be the gatekeeper in some kind of Dungeons and Dragons kind of quiz game.
All right, yeah. Let me enter. Right, yeah, but I was doing that thing with Richard Bacon. What can he mean?
What does
What can
he
he mean?
mean?
He is the wise
There's
one.
a man
Just
who's
play
also a
record.
woman.
Yeah, yeah.
The upper half is, but is the bottom.
Yeah, play a record.
I was reading some of the fan emails and stuff we've got, and one of the things a lot of people like, it divides the listeners, is your laugh. It's interesting. Some people love it. They find it infectious. They
Yeah.
find it adorable.
I mean, close up in a small space like a kitchen
Terrifying.
or something, it's annoying. Like
Horrific.
Carl was annoyed because I squeaked in his ear earlier, didn't I?
Sure.
Why did I laugh?
Even on the toilet.
I think I squeezed his head again, didn't I? And he said, "No, it's not 1 o'clock
He doesn't
yet."
like the squozing.
The Scrozen head. Yeah,
but
it's
it
the
just-
Scrozen one.
The funny thing is, right, we were out a few weeks ago with a mate of mine, right, and he went to squeeze me head, right, give it a squoze.
Sure.
And I was like, don't do that. You know, I don't like it, right? And Ricky said to me, mate, yeah, he doesn't like having his head squoze. As if it's like Marmite. As if some people love it
Yeah, yeah.
and some people hate it.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Well, anyway,
That's it, yeah.
there was a little taster of the laugh. That was more the kind of deep, throaty laugh, the belly
Yeah.
laugh. But there's that kind of high-pitched squeak that you do.
When I've got to
sometimes.
get air out quickly, because
Exactly.
I'm going to burst. Sometimes I laugh so much that my liver and all they try and get out to it, so I have to get it out really fast, like a siren.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Is that how you explain the fact that you're quite fat?
Yeah, it's all laugh.
that's just laughter waiting to come out.
It's laughter,
Every time you laugh,
solid.
you become a svelte young thing, like Brett
Yeah.
Anderson.
Oh dear.
Well, anyway, it reminded me of the game that you and I used to play in our very early days of XFM, when it was literally
Make Ricky Gervais laugh.
Make Ricky Gervais laugh, which was a
Loved it.
great game. I think.
I remember the first one. It was that fella drinking a pint of beer.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
the very first time.
It
yeah.
never. I tell you what, it's
You
not
know what
great.
though? Ant and Dec do it now. They
Do
do. They actually. It's very similar to Make Ricky Laugh. It's called Make Ant Laugh.
Interesting.
So
many of our great ideas have been stolen.
Yeah.
Or stoled.
Stoled, yeah.
And anyway, I was looking through the paper in the week, and there was
Go
a
on.
picture which which I think might be a Ricky Gervais, Make Ricky Gervais laugh. I don't know. And again, obviously,
on.
it doesn't really work for the listeners at home, but I'll try and do my best to describe it.
Can we stop saying my name because it's like a Dave Gorman project? Can we just stop? It's getting. Let's say a word often enough, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Let's stop saying Ricky Gervais.
Well, what we're going to refer to you as. All right. Well, Make Fatty Laugh is a new game. I'm trying to get one of those squeaks of a laugh. I'm concerned because I know.
I'm not a monkey. I'm not
Sure, you're not a performing monkey.
No, okay.
I know that.
Right.
But anyway, let me just briefly summarise the story for those at home.
Okay.
The headline was Mum 48, a mother of 48 seduced boy of 14.
Well, that's not funny.
Not her own boy, obviously, but
No, still.
a neighbourhood child.
I don't think it's a funny
said-
story so far.
He said Grand Lana Allen, 48, led him upstairs and undressed to her waist, then took his trousers off. Okay, bear that in mind. This is a quote. This is a quote from him, right? Bear in mind, he's a 14-year-old boy. He's quite excited about this. He says, "Then we had sex. It was every boy's fantasy." All right.
You're going to show me the picture of her now, aren't you?
So it's a picture of her.
Oh, this is not.
Bear in mind,
This is.
in his
okay.
own words, Rick.
Right.
In his own words, this was every boy's fantasy.
Okay.
Here's the picture. It's a silent laugh. He's collapsed on the floor.
Expecting that. I wasn't expecting. I was thinking it looked like a fat man. I was not expecting that. Oh my god. Oh god. She looks like the drummer of Iron Maiden. That's
She looks a bit like Lemmy. But I tell you, she looks like reminds me of most. Did you see those?
They've got one with a fag on as well.
No, I know.
It's just that's her with them out of makeup though.
Carl, have you seen Every Boy's Fantasy?
You should see. You should see. Oh
look.
god.
Have a
Oh.
look, Carl.
Oh god.
How old is she?
48.
Oh god. Oh, 48. That's lovely. Nothing wrong with that.
I'd say if you don't know if you weren't lucky enough to see the picture, she looks just like the oldest man in the world. His photos on in newspapers and on the web for a while. He was about 135 or
Yes, no,
something.
Carl. Look, it's, Carl's got a theory that Chinese people don't age well. This man was a Chinaman, right? And he was 120 or something.
Yeah. Did you see a picture of him?
Yeah,
he's
he was-
still
he was
alive.
No, he's not. He's
no,
dead.
is he not?
No,
He's
died
dead.
at 120. So
He said 120 or something, but makes you wonder.
What makes you wonder?
Well, because they don't age well. I think he's using that. He's probably about 37.
Oh God! Honestly, we walk down the street, right, and we see an elderly Chinese person,
Yeah.
right, and Scarlett go, "Oh, I just think he is."
Yeah.
Like it's not.
I don't understand this notion that Chinese people don't age
Yeah.
well. I don't know where this is coming from.
No, I mean, I'm not having a go.
No,
right?
of course not.
I never want anyone to think I'm like having a go at them. But they are really good looking and they're healthy and that. Till they're about. I've never seen one, right? Can you
Scared now.
can you tell me if you've seen a Chinese person
No.
who's about 30? It's either 20 or 50. There's no middle ground.
This is what I came back for. This is 2 hours of absolute drivel from
sorry.
the brain of Karl Pilkington.
Let me just check something. So the Chinese gentleman who died recently was 130. Your theory is sure. Your theory is that he's maybe in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
This is an elaborate conspiracy on his part, because obviously whenever they talk about the oldest people in the world, it is always a Chinese person.
Yeah,
invariably.
they do. Yeah,
I mean, they seem to win that
Again.
every year.
Go on.
So your theory is that in those small backwater villages in China...
Ross McWhirter comes to a little
Yeah,
village.
they go, the
and
Guinness
he
guy's on the way.
goes, well, until recently, the oldest person in the world, how old are you? And they're so embarrassed, because they think they look about 120, they go, 120, they go, really? They go, yeah, can I have his birth certificate? No. In fact, I think this Chinese bloke didn't, it wasn't verified by the Guinness Book of Records, because he didn't have his papers.
Didn't have his papers, no.
So...
Is this the same one or a different fella
I think it
trying
might be
on?
the same guy, I'm not sure. Trying it on.
I'm committed to this treatment.
Yeah.
Is what?
I've got to go for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know the saying?
Is it just sayings now? Are they all sayings this week?
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, the other one isn't. Frog in your throat.
The saying, there's a frog in your throat?
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
assume it's when you croak a little bit. You sound like a frog.
No. Right. Might seem a bit weird, this one, right? But years ago,
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what is that clue? Committed to this treatment?
it's about frogs Kermitted.
Probably works better with a K and an ER written down.
Well, also, if you'd pronounced it Kermitted,
yeah.
but not committed.
Committed to this treatment! Right, go on then.
That's
Right,
genius.
So yeah,
Well, what?
you go to the doctors and you go with throat hurting a bit.
Right.
And what they did ages ago,
Ages ago. What year was this approximately?
we are going back quite a bit with this one.
Oh, okay. Go on.
And the doctor would say,
He did history. Imagine years ago. Go on.
and the doctor would say, right, keep your mouth open. I need to look at your tonsils, and the jaw would ache a bit because they weren't as quick back then because they didn't have the technology and stuff, and they'd have to
Sure.
like stare at it and study it and stuff, and like they get an achy jaw, right?
Keeping their mouth open.
Yeah, like you get, when
Yeah.
you eat a
ache,
Mars
yeah.
bar or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a bit. So they'd sat there, and they used to always close their mouth, and it used to annoy the doctor.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So what they did, they used to get a toad
Right.
and put it in the mouth,
Rubbish.
Okay, keep talking. Keep talking.
and that way they couldn't close the mouth because either they'd squash it,
Right.
or apparently you're not allowed to lick a toad's back.
So the doctor would have them for breaking the law.
No, but it's poisonous, right? A toad's back. You should never lick a toad's back.
Sorry.
Or put it in your mouth, really.
Oh, just stop for a second.
Wait. What?
Can I just ask one question?
Go on,
Can I
yeah,
just
go
ask
on.
one question?
I've got a few, but
no,
go on.
sure. My initial thought is, it sounds like a brilliant bit of sort of medical knowledge there. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
My only thought is, how does the doctor see past the toad at your tonsils?
What's he actually looking at with the mouth open? Surely the toad is
Isn't
in
it
the
like
way.
hopping around in the way?
It didn't say.
Sorry, and my first question is, was this on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Carl, that is bollocks. That is, I mean,
Well, all right then. Let's turn this round. Where does the saying "you got a frog in your throat" come from?
probably because you sound a bit croaky. Probably that. Probably because you sound a little bit like a frog when you've got a sore throat.
Carl, did you not question it just for a moment when you read it? Just for a second, didn't you think that seems an odd approach? Firstly, why a frog of all the different
Because
species?
it's poisonous. It's poisonous. A toad's
So a
back.
toad, so it's a toad as well.
Yeah, well, that it worked. I'm committed. Worked.
No, not that.
no,
It's
no,
a
no,
frog
no,
in your
it's a
throat.
frog in
I
the
was
throat.
gonna. No, I was gonna change it to. Have you heard the news? Toad Day. but I went with the frog.
Oh God!
Right. So, well, what about the frog thing with a poisonous back?
It's rubbish.
That's true. No, the toads have the secretions in there.
Why?
But they didn't put it in people's mouths.
No, so
Why?
well, I'll tell you why. When a badger or a heron tastes the toad, it's horrible. Ugh. The toad might die, but it's for the good of the species, because then think how many toads looking like that heron could eat in its lifetime. So the fact that one toad sacrificed itself, all those other toads in that heron's manner will be safe.
Why? I mean, you know, we've talked about animals a lot on the show, right?
Yeah.
And when God made a toad,
Sure.
Right,
Right.
okay. Well,
So
I'm
you
going to
say-
stop you there. I'm going to stop you there straight away.
Don't. Just let him carry on.
right?
Okay.
Like, there's annoying things out there. You know, jellyfish is a big problem with me. I don't understand what they do in the sea and stuff.
Right.
Right, but we'll leave them.
God's
right?
a problem for
won't-
me, but go on.
We won't talk about jellyfish.
No.
With the toad, right? If it's to protect itself,
Yeah.
right now,
It's not
say
to protect itself, it's to protect its species.
no, yeah, but that surely, right? If the toad had a choice, if God said, right, what I'm going to do for you here, you can have something like a lobster's got claws, big claws to have a fight, or I can give you something that if someone's having a go at you, you've got to try and persuade them to lick you back as a defence.
Yeah.
What use is right?
Oh,
right,
God's.
Well, I'll tell you why.
What is God
The
up
fact
to?
that there are still toads around is a testament to that defence working. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? If the toad had died out, you'd have a point. But they're still around. It works. All right? Carl, why have you got a headache? You got a headache?
just a bit stressful because the moves on this week.
Are you moving house?
Oh, by the way, the XFM listeners came round to my house and bought the futon and table.
Did they?
Were they happy with it?
Quite normal. They were well happy.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe the luck with it.
What do you mean quite normal? What do you mean quite normal?
Well, it's always a bit scared, isn't it, getting people round.
I imagine they were scared.
Well,
And were they excited to see you? Could they? I mean, they were, could you tell that they were pretty pleased to see you?
no, I don't think so. I mean,
You're
but-
Carl Pilkington.
yeah, but the fellas sort of. I mean, they brought the whole family round, which was a bit odd.
Well, it's not often they get the chance to visit a living freak.
Anyway, no, they were nice. They were
And you're
nice.
moving now. Yeah? He said he'd phone me up today. You know, it was absolutely tipping it down. Right? He had to cycle in, right? Because he said, because of the move, he doesn't want to leave his bike round there. Right? And he said, and Suzanne, oh, I can't say this in case he's listening, can I?
He won't know. will he?
He said Suzanne's hired the oldest removal man in London.
You should hear him. And the thing is, right, we booked him because everyone else happened to be booked out, but this fella's free, right? So he called up this morning. I've never spoke to him, but he was on the phone. He sounded about 90.
Yeah.
Carl thinks that he's going to have to do all the work.
And the thing is, right,
Cheap.
it seems
He
to be
only
cheap.
wanted some Werther originals.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
listen, it seemed to be cheap because it's £50 an hour. But how long is it going to take him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
genius.
When's the move on then? When's the actual
Oh, he's coming round. He came round today to bring some empty boxes, and he was struggling with them. So it actually happens on Wednesday.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Can I just ask Carl how he got on over Christmas? Because the last time I spoke to him, you hadn't bought a present for your girlfriend. I have to say, I was on tenterhooks all Christmas.
well, you changed it. After that show, I felt bad, even though I shouldn't have done, because
Because you hadn't bought your girlfriend a Christmas
yeah, but I
present.
said to you, I booked a table at a hotel in Covent Garden, had Christmas dinner there, which was nice, right? It's good food and everything.
It didn't feel like enough to me.
Well, then I went out and treated some stuff, and then
No. A couple of days before Christmas, he went, I took Suzanne to that hotel we're going to go to for Christmas dinner. We had tea and cakes. And I went, oh, you treated her? He went, no, she paid for it, but I was just showing her what it was going to be like. That was her extra treat. She paid for it. I love that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, it was a day. It was like 150 quid for a meal for two, which is pretty dear. So I'm not going to buy her cakes as well.
I love that. All right, love, have anything you want. You pay for your own pudding. I'm not mental.
So
you treated her to some other
yeah,
stuff. did
some
you?
bits and bobs.
What,
And then
so
yesterday,
she chose them and you paid for them.
What, the presents?
Yeah.
No,
or
no.
you chose them and she paid for them, but, you know, it's the thought that counts.
I got them on the way home that Saturday.
Well done.
And what
Past
did you
some
buy?
shops. Well, just some bits.
It might be personal, Steve.
Well, I don't care.
Just some bits.
Yeah,
Just
but
bits and pieces.
leave out the personal bits. What bits?
Just little things. And then yesterday, right?
A monkey wrench and a new washer for the shower.
Yeah. Some recordable CDs that you need for your job.
Oh,
So
dear.
now, when you gave those presents to her, did her face light up?
Right. I don't want to tell you what they were, right? But she wasn't that impressed.
You're going to tell us what they
You've
were
got
now,
to tell
Carl.
us what they are.
You even know what they are. She told you on Christmas Day.
Hold on, wait a minute.
But
All
it
right.
doesn't matter what they are.
It does matter what
No,
they are.
it doesn't. It doesn't
does,
matter.
Carl. It's you, mate. Of
No,
course
it doesn't
matters.
matter.
Oh, God!
Have you just remembered?
Yeah!
Right, but don't. There's no need.
I've got to tell him, Carl. I really want your permission because I don't want to be I know it's not, but we know it's not that embarrassing. It's really quite sweet.
Yeah, but in a way, right? The way I look at it is, right? Christmas, even when I was a little kid, right? Is not.
Please let me tell him, Carl.
Well, let me just tell you first, though.
Oh.
Let me tell you why I didn't go all out on the old present front.
All right. Justify yourself.
Right? First
God.
of all, I've covered it up since then anyway, right? With that present, because I bought her some shoes yesterday, and she did say, I'll give you the money for them, but when I get home, I said, it's all right. I said, you can have them, right? So not only did I buy her some food on Christmas Day, I got her shoes. She's probably had a
And
total
they
of-
treat you like a horse.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah, there you go, there's your shoes, there's your food, right, bed
Yeah.
down, see you later.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
I
she's
have
done.
fed and clothed
Yeah,
her.
did you comb her hair?
She's done well this year, right? So the thing
She's
is,
done well this year. It's like you're a single parent living on a council estate with a smack problem, and you still managed to buy them some
Right.
Lego.
when
Can
I
I-
was a kid, right, it wasn't about what you got. I remember one year when I was about 8, right?
Oh, this is going to make me cry, isn't it, this?
No,
gonna-
it's not. I'm just
Go on.
saying the way it is, right? I woke up at about 4 in the morning, and I was like, oh, what have I got? And I couldn't sleep. I was that on edge. It's the excitement of Christmas, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, what's wrapped up? I need to know.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that people are saying, no, you won't know until tomorrow.
Yes.
That annoys you and winds you up.
Okay.
So I got up at 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
opened my presents, and then went, right, I know now, went back to bed, had a great sleep,
Yes.
right? So it's nothing to do with the excitement of what you get, it's the excitement of not knowing what you've got.
And then what happened when you got up to go down with the
So
presents?
but hang on. So what you're saying to me is that you could wrap up a brick because the thrill of Christmas is in hoping and being excited about what it is, not the actual gift itself.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
That's-
Really? Did she get a brick?
No, let me tell him now what he got. He got her a present, right? And she said, she came. I said, yeah, he got me. It was an industrial-sized packet of condoms.
It was a joke gift.
No,
No, it wasn't a joke. gift.
It wasn't even a joke.
I went home that Saturday after here, past Boots, thought, might have something in here. They were on, like, some value.
Right. You passed the
Were they
makeup.
used?
Right, but
Passed the
anyway,
makeup. You passed all the other.
Past the
Feminine
makeup,
stuff.
past the lovely vanity cases,
Yeah.
the foot spas,
Exactly,
yeah,
the bathroom
Oh, hold
products.
on. How much are these, love? For 100?
Yeah.
$4.99. Yeah.
Do I get them reduced if I buy in bulk?
So how many did you buy? What was it?
I don't know, probably about 100.
Right. Okay.
And is she allowed to use those with anyone?
Did you wrap them?
Can she just
Yeah,
go out and have a
yeah,
wild
yeah.
Well,
time
you
with
don't need
them?
to wrap. They're already wrapped, aren't they?
So, Carl, just take us through the moment where you gave this gift. Firstly,
so you
were
went
excited-
into Boots, right? You thought, all right, 100 condoms, brilliant. Okay. Did you wrap it
I
up?
don't know if it was 100, probably 80.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
You don't want to
So,
go mad, do you?
Wrap them up.
I'm just resting easy knowing that he's not trying to breed.
Right? No.
Yeah.
So I got her them. I got her Grease on DVD because she's
Okay.
always watching that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So just think of when her mum said, "What did Carl get you? Some condoms and grease."
I was going to say, I'm glad he said on DVD.
And she was surprised anyway, right? Because
Yeah, I bet she was.
no, when she got
she was thinking like jewellery.
no,
So
right?
that showed her. That surprised you, hasn't it? All right.
So hang on, wait a
You
minute.
thought it was a holiday, didn't you? Yeah. Look at your face.
You don't know me at all. So hang on. So did you give these on Christmas Day?
Right, what happened is, she got in from work that Saturday, right? And I said, look under the tree.
Knackered. Oh,
Right.
at least it's Christmas.
Yeah.
At least I'm going to get a little bit. Yeah,
I said, look, you got some stuff under the tree, right? So
Did you give her a sugar lump?
Right, she was really chuffed with that. But she said she was a bit puzzled because I didn't know we had any wrapping paper, right? So I ended up using wallpaper.
You didn't take it off the wall though. You had some.
No, it was some left over, right? So she said, why have you used wallpaper? I said, well, I didn't have any paper and you were getting in a bit and I wanted you to have a surprise. So she said, can I have a feel of them? I said, no.
Presents.
You thought, right, I've got the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Christmas Day, I said, no, don't get carried away. It's nothing really good. You know, we said we weren't going to buy each other much. So there you go, open them.
Yeah. Go on.
And
Can I just ask, had you received your present from her yet?
yeah.
So what had you received?
What did he have? Had some shoes,
Nice.
right? Getaway game for PlayStation.
Nice.
Which
Just
is
I'm
alright.
just totting up
Just
the
talk
value
about the
of
value
this.
of those,
Go
yeah.
on, yeah.
And
So-
just also think about how much fun and pleasure you get from them.
yeah.
Although,
yeah,
of course, condoms, I can see the
Well,
do
see
know.
the appeal.
Well, okay. Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
but
I can,
also add to that bit 150 quid for a meal. If you're going to start
Minus.
totting up, 150 quid for a meal. I bought some shoes, 72 quid.
Yeah, that was after the event, though.
Doesn't matter.
All right, so you'd received these, dare I say it, thoughtful and nice gifts. You handed over the box of condoms. They were wrapped up. She
Well,
unwrapped them.
yeah.
Go on, take us through it. Walk us through it.
Well, it's not something you play with on Christmas morning.
oh God. Oh.
But
Right.
But when she opened
What
them,
did she
what
say?
her
What did
face
she say?
do?
I wrapped them twice as well, so she thought it was something really good. It was
Extra
like,
protection.
Right.
Oh. And
So she thought it was something really good.
and then
So the
then,
disappointment would be doubled.
yeah, go on, yeah.
then she just opened it and went, "Oh yeah, so what's on the telly?" And that
Go
was
on,
that. That was
ungrateful.
that.
What an ungrateful woman that is.
Well, she got stuff.
Fancy not wanting
I told her.
a box of economy condoms from Boots.
I said to her about the thing about, you know, it's all about the surprise and that, innit?
Yeah.
You explained that to her.
Yeah,
What, after she'd unwrapped it?
yeah.
Thoughtful.
And she was all right about it.
Yeah. She understood.
Rick, you know I suggested to him that he buy his girlfriend a gift. I'm worried I've done more damage to the relationship by suggesting that than if he had just forgotten.
Next time you've got to go shopping for her yourself, Steve.
I think I might do.
You've better go shopping for her yourself.
I'm glad it's all over though. It's mental.
Yeah,
It annoys me. The whole thing annoys me, and she knows that as well.
yeah.
She should know. What? She still insists on having Christmas once a year.
Well,
Wow. I'm you know.
no, but well, anyway, what did you get?
I can't think what you bring to the relationship, Carl. I don't know what it is she's getting from you in this relationship. It's like she's
I
doing
think
all
we
the
know.
work. Well, yeah.
80 times. Oh God, Carl! I love it. You're brilliant. I know what she's getting. He's the.
What though? He's not thoughtful.
No, but he's thoughtful. He's the best he can do with the brain he's got. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
He's doing his best. He's absolutely doing his best. There's no.
He's working at the limits of his powers.
Do you know what I mean? Though he's done as well as he can with what he was given.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
and
understand.
that's admirable.
Yeah.
It's like I think he's done better than you'd expect. I bet his teachers didn't even think he'd get this far. Do you know what I mean?
What? Find a girl.
No, well, yeah, a job, a girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Clothe himself. He's done really well. What do you think, Carl? You think you've done well?
I think I've done all right compared to some of my mates.
What are they doing now?
Probably not that much. Do you know what I mean? The Mrs. Matthews said I wouldn't be an high flyer. I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I have a holiday every year. Got somewhere to live and that.
Yeah. Got a new flat, haven't you?
Yeah, so
So where are they then? The condoms? Are they? Did she show them to her family and friends?
no.
Take them into work. Look what
I'm
Carl's got.
surprised she told Ricky. Actually, I was a bit disappointed in that
Yeah.
because I didn't go shouting around.
Well, she was
what
so
I got.
excited, Carl. Clearly, she's just so pleased and proud.
Well,
Do we need them?
do we need them? It's something we started a few weeks ago. We're always talking about animals and insects and that, and it's like, you know, if you took an animal out of the world, would we have problems? Right?
Would it make any difference?
Yeah, would it make any difference?
We
That's
did
what
jellyfish last time, didn't we?
Yeah,
We
the-
sorted that out.
The woman said we've got to keep them.
We do need them because turtles eat them.
Yeah. So I've moved on. Octopus.
Do we need the octopus?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I'm working through a load of animals, right, that and finding out whether we need them or not, right?
Right.
Because, like, jellyfish, to me, I'm a bit puzzled by them. I don't really know why we need jellyfish, and I spoke to some expert.
Turtles eat them.
What?
Turtles eat them.
Yeah, I know, but do we need turtles? Do you know what I mean? It goes on and on, doesn't
We
it?
need humans.
Well, you know, I mean, I might get to that bit, but
Yeah.
I need to sort out the animals first. I've got a lot on. So the thing is, I've left the jellyfish. We know we need them, right?
Right.
So octopus,
Yeah.
right? I know they're pretty brainy.
Incredibly brainy.
A story that I heard, I don't know if it's true, but there was some science lab somewhere, right,
Yeah.
where they had some octopus in it and they had some crabs,
Yeah.
and at night the octopus was like getting a bit bored on its own in the dark and that, and they sort of come alive in the dark, don't they?
Yeah.
They like the dark.
Yeah.
And the octopus had its eye on the crabs, and at night when it's dark it was getting out of its little cage, crawling along the floor, getting in the crab's cage, getting them out and eating them.
I don't doubt it. We put jam jars with the lids on with crabs in, and they'll open the jam jar and...
You're joking?
Yeah.
Even I sometimes struggle with them.
Yeah, you don't do it... you don't do it really, really tight, but...
Oh, right, so they're not that clever then?
Well, they would, if they were strong enough, they'd open it, but they're just not that strong.
Oh, that's mad. Right, I also know that if they get hungry, they eat their own legs.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're deaf.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
they don't live very long.
They can squash themselves into small jugs.
Oh, yeah, they can go in a demi-john through the narrow neck and that.
Why do they need to do that?
Because they're the sort of crevices and holes that they're hunting for crabs and things through.
So, would they be better if they were smaller? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's...
Yeah. But octopus then, if Noah said to you, you know, we're having a clear out,
Yeah,
we've got too many animals to look after and that in the sea, taking up too much room,
right.
do we need them?
I think there's other less useful things in the sea than octopus. Limpets, they could go.
Limpets?
Yeah, they just sit on a rock and do nothing for 50 years.
But they're not getting in the way then, how big are they?
Oh, not very big.
Yeah, you see, I might come round to them, but I never think, oh, you know, I'm sick of seeing these limpets. Whereas octopus, you know, crawling about, opening jam jars and that.
You'd never see them though, they're really rare.
Well,
We get 2 or 3 caught a year, it's quite amazing.
do we need them?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Well, we'll just have to keep them then.
When you were a little Pilkington, right? What was if you had hair? What would it be like?
What do you mean?
Well, you obviously had hair then, back then. What was the style?
It was like sort of. I had quite sort of fine, sort of straight hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Hairdresser once said to me, "You've got hair of a Chinaman."
He was a wise man, wasn't he? What do you think that meant then? Oh.
He just said he just said you got the same hair as a Chinese man has. Very straight, quite fine.
Why is he telling you? I just imagine this pal going, the Arsenal did well, didn't it, sir? Should I have something on that? You have the hair of a Chinaman. I'm sorry, nothing. You're not the spy. No, I'm not. Thank you. Good night. Oh,
It was-
you're not
it was-
my yeah, lovely. You
was
have the
what-
feet of a fish. I'm sorry, nothing. It's not you. Okay, next. You have the hair of a Chinaman.
It was one of those barbers. It was a cheap one, just on a railway bridge.
I don't believe that. Go on.
And it
On a railway bridge.
That's why it was cheap. It was very low rent, so he could charge.
That wasn't the
50p.
barber. That was a man with some scissors.
Yeah. Did you go? Oh, I have to move you there, sir. Wow. Okay, back in the chair, sir.
I imagine them on one of those things you always see in old films where you've got to,
You
kind
have
of
to pump
press
it up
on
and
that
down,
thing
yeah,
so
like
it
a
travels along the
seesaw.
track.
Yeah,
Wasn't as good as that. It was just a normal chair, little wooden hut, and he did have to stop when a train came past because it used to.
Well, because he had to change the signal.
just making a few extra
Yeah,
bobs.
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I love
That's
that.
Manchester for you.
Oh God.
I always
it
remember
wasn't
him.
Bernard Cribbins, was it?
I always remember him saying, "Do you want your hair washing?" And I said, "Is it free? You know, does it come with it?" And he said, "Yeah." So I said, "Oh, go on then." He said, "Hang on now, I'll just have to wash these mugs up." He had like a sink full of mugs.
Oh
So I'll just
God.
take these out and then I can wash your head.
Oh no.
And that's why
Why did you go to this man?
it was cheap. It was
How
like
much was it?
About £2.
And when was this?
God, about 88, 89.
All right.
Yeah.
So what happened to your Chinese hair? When did it start coming out?
You have the hair of a bald Chinaman now, don't you?
You've got the hair of a Chinaman in a box now.
I used to just work a lot of hours, and I think...
That's what made it fall out.
Yeah, of course.
No, it's not. It's genetic. You can't stop
Not
it.
genetic.
Of course it is.
Your dad old?
No, he's got more hair than me now, I think.
Is your mum?
Kojak's got more hair than you, Carl.
Anyway...
Don't have a go at Carl's hair. That's a bit harsh.
Oh, look at his little face.
What did he say before in that book about going bald? It said it had a little tip, didn't it? We'll go over them later.
It says if you're going thin, doesn't it say cut your hair short and something like that?
So it makes you look thicker.
I phoned Carl up in the week, yeah, and I said, "What are you doing?" He went, "Well, even though it's one of my days off, I'm just doing some research on the web." Found anything that said, "Yeah, I'm doing science," and then he said, "You can get wigs for dogs in Tokyo." That's his scientific fact. And I went, "What do you mean? Dogs, if they need a wig?" I said, "If they need a wig, what? Dogs going bald?" And he went, like, this is fine to him. He went, "It's a stressful city, Tokyo." The world's all right with Carl. He's always got an explanation. I've only ever seen him confused once. When in Edinburgh, he looked out of his window one day and he saw a bloke putting a parking ticket on some rubbish.
Yeah.
And that genuinely confused him.
Yeah.
He couldn't work out, could you?
It's a bit weird, isn't it? But
And the woman breastfeeding her 8-year-old child, you didn't like, did you?
I don't like that. But the what's the name? Animals with wigs. I kind of thought, after I put the phone down to you, I kind of thought about it. Thought, yeah, it was a bit daft, that.
Are you sure he's not the ageing pop group?
No,
the Animals.
But when you think, have you ever seen like a bald pet?
No.
It's weird.
What do you mean?
Because my mum, we had a cat. We used to get through loads of cats because we lived.
Oh God! It started early today, innit?
What do you mean?
It's only 10 past one.
What are you doing? Running a restaurant?
We lived on.
Oh God! What do you mean?
No, we lived on like a main road.
Oh yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
we used to get through a lot of them. My dad
It was
kept
their
saying,
risk.
you know, stop wasting money. You know, it's not
Stop
good.
wasting money, not wasting cats.
Right. So anyway, we had this cat that was ill all the time, and
It's just bag of nerves, probably.
Yeah, malingerer. Yeah, I'm terrified.
I'm going to which house?
Rome. Oh God, bloody hell, Rome.
Don't let me go to the Pilkingtons.
and it, for some reason, it kept being sick all the time. Right?
Yeah, that is nerves. That's definitely nerves.
So my mum thought, oh, I've had enough of this, and she shaved it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Now I know you're not vets in your family, but what correlation did your mum think there was between you being sick and shaving it?
Because it kept being sick, and it was a pain to wash because it kept getting
So
caught
she
up.
wanted a dry wipe cat.
So
Why didn't she just varnish it? What?
it's weird. It's weird. Though.
So now he's cold and sick.
No, but not. I mean, not all of it. She left sort of the back half, but sort of from its waist, sort of.
I love that. Shave it because it's sick on itself.
And
That is
it was the
genius.
weirdest looking thing. I mean, normally I like cats. I'm always like giving yours a stroke on the head and that.
Yeah.
But as soon as she did that, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
Poor
can't
thing.
touch it. And then
So now it's sick, cold, and hated.
Yeah.
I love. Carl.
It must have. I mean, the other cats must have been taking the mick out of it constantly. You're just making things worse. Did it get? I'm hoping that it got run over and was put out of its misery.
no, I think it got all right, that one. Or is that the? Yeah, it did get run over. It did.
Oh God. Oh dear.
How many cats do you say you've got through?
I'd say whilst I was living at home, I mean, it's still on the increase even though I'm not there. So whilst I was there, probably 5.
God.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
And were you upset each time, or you just got used to it?
It's one of them things, isn't it? Like I've said before, when you first see something, it's a bit of a shock. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Elephant Man or whatever.
Yeah.
First time you see him, it's that sort of, oh, look at that.
Do you remember the first time you saw Steve? No, I'm not being funny. Do you remember the first?
Yeah, but I've said this before. It's always then you get used to how people look, and you don't. No. Right, so we're looking into animals that we get rid of. I've spoken to someone about snails, I've spoken to someone about jellyfish and that, and looking at cockroaches today.
Right, now who's the expert?
It's a woman called Jessica Marshall.
Right.
Does she know that you're going to play this on the radio?
Well, I called up, right, in the week and said, can I talk to someone about cockroaches? And she was like, is that Carl?
She knows who you are.
Yeah.
Right, so she already knows maybe your angle, your approach.
Yeah, she was
And
up for it.
she's an expert, she's just not just some random person.
No, she works in a museum, a good museum. I said I'd give it a plug. It's the one near Knightsbridge. It's got dinosaurs and that in it. It's worth seeing.
Well,
And this is
Natural
her.
History Museum.
Yeah. So,
Not sure. He's not sure.
this is what happened. I'll tell you as much as I know, and then you can fill me in if I'm right or wrong. And then at the end of it, we'll get to the bottom of whether we need them or not.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, the first thing that I found out is that they have 18 knees.
That's not exactly possible. They're insects, so they have 6 legs.
Yeah.
And a knee is usually the junction between femur and tibia. That's sort of classic human knees and every other animal knee. So with 6 legs, you can only have 6 knees.
Could somebody sort of got mistaken for seeing one that was a bit double jointed? Cover
I think
tracks.
you're grasping at straws or something.
All right. Well, we might have to come back to that one then.
Okay.
They can hold the breath for 40 minutes.
Well, they don't do that because they don't breathe in the same way as us. They breathe through little spiracles, holes down the side of the body. So, no,
If it-
they're not a very apt simile because the method of breathing is so different.
What do you mean?
Because insects have a totally different system. They don't have lungs in the way that we do and just breathing through one part of the body. They're actually breathing through every segment of the body all of the time.
So even though they've got their mouth shut, they might be able
Their
to
mouth
slide.
has nothing to do with breathing,
So
only
just
feeding.
so you see, maybe that's where someone's gone wrong. Someone's got hold of one and sort of taped its mouth up or something, and
Thought it was.
got bored after 40 minutes
Again,
and said, "Well, we'll
that's
call
a
it
pretty
right."
unkind thing to do to an insect, even to a cockroach.
Yeah, but it's all.
Can't do that.
Yeah, but
No. Pretty unkind thing to do anything, even a cockroach.
something else I found out.
Yeah.
They can live for a week without an head.
Well, that's true if they don't bleed to death in the process.
But the weird thing is, when I told you that they had 18 knees, you seemed a bit sort of like, don't talk ridiculous. But
Yeah.
then we're talking about an animal that can live without an head. So there's a little bit of truth in that one, yeah?
Yes.
Why, when it was invented, has it got that facility? Say if someone said to humans, we could do that with humans, and, you know, if you lose your head in some accident, it gives you a bit of time to sort of go back to your family and maybe write them a note. You won't be able to have a chat, but write them a note saying it was my own fault and it was nice knowing you.
Well, that would be a useful facility, I agree. But cockroaches are great survivors. I mean, they've been around for over 300 million years. They're one of the most primitive insects.
All right. Well, I've also. Is it true that they do a lot of resting? Apparently, they can sort of rest for 75% of the time.
Rest.
Yeah, they just sit about doing nothing.
It's probably true of a vast proportion of the world's fauna. Well,
I mean,
it's not-
maybe the 25% that they are working, they're really giving it some, so it
and
might
they're
make up.
probably searching out food and, yeah, they can slow down considerably. You can chill insects in the fridge and they'll become very, very quiet. You might think they're dead.
Yeah, but
they're-
I'm sure, you know, if we were sat in a fridge, you know, we'd go a bit quiet, wouldn't we? You know.
Well, you might not know much about it, of course.
Yeah, but
Not quite reading the right sources.
well, I've been using the internet.
I'm sure there are many useful sources that you could find there, but some of those seem to have been a little misleading to you.
So you don't agree with a lot of what I've told you there.
No,
So cockroaches, can we get rid of them?
no,
So we're keeping them then.
I would say so.